Good afternoon, and I'm back with another session. Let's wait for a couple of minutes for more people to log on. Do send in your questions or your queries in the comment box. Do let me know as and when you join in, and I'll try to take up everything possible towards the end of the session. Hello, Bhavna. Hello, Deepaji. Good to see you. It's always good when familiar people, your friends, join in to give you all the encouragement to be there to support you, to hear you out. Okay, so today's session, as requested by many, is on vegetables and companion planting. Vegetables, there has been an increased trend in growing vegetables at home on your own ever since the pandemic happened. People realize the importance of homegrown food, कि घर में सब्जियां उगाने का कितना फायदा है, कितना अच्छा रहता है। आप किसी पे डिपेंडेंट नहीं होते। सारी सब्जी तो आप नहीं उगा सकते, यू कैन ग्रो एवरीथिंग, बट एटलीस्ट यू कैन मेक अ स्मॉल स्टार्ट. So be it an acre or a small terrace or a small backyard or just a few pots, you have at least started the journey to self sufficiency and conscious living, as also sustainable living. Uh, just take the few steps towards it. सब कुछ एक साथ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. टेक स्मॉल स्टेप्स, छोटे छोटे कदम उठाइए. लेट इट बी द ऑर्गेनिक वे, स्लो एंड स्टेडी, बट एटलीस्ट टेक दोस फ्यू स्टेप्स in the right direction, in a helpful direction. Grow some of your food. As I always say in all my sessions, start small. Start with whatever you have at home, be it a few pots, be it a few dabbas, but make that start. Get that encouragement, get that result. Then take the next step. Barter your produce. Whatever you grow, look around for friends, family, what they are growing. अपने दोस्तों से, फैमिली से पूछिए कि वो लोग क्या उगा रहे हैं. Decide on what you want to grow, how you want to grow. If it is extra, share it with them. In return, ask them for what they have grown. That's the way to barter. Like I do. मैं अपने दोस्तों से पूछती हूँ मेरे पास सैलड लीव्स खत्म है किसके पास है प्लीज शेयर अ फ्यू like I sent a message about a month ago. I had no palak and I don't eat market bought palak. So I sent her a message. If you have extra palak and salad leaves, please send me some. And in return, I sent her something. So this has been handed down to us since so many years, we've just forgotten it. So barter your produce, share your surplus. जरूरी नहीं है कि आपके पास सरप्लस भी हो सकता है. जैसे शुरू में जब मैंने उगाया, when I started growing, that was more than 8 years back, I didn't have a clue how much to grow. So I grew salad leaves in 5 pots, and suddenly I found I had a humongous amount of salad leaves which I could not consume. So I started sharing with like minded people. I found out who were interested, sent across some to them, and shared my produce. That's the way to go. Above all, टीच एंड encourage others. दूसरों को जरूर प्रोत्साहित करें आप उगाने के लिए. एक एग्जाम्पल बने, दूसरों को सिखाएं. That is the way towards sustainable living. Don't keep it to yourself. Let others benefit from your experience, from your knowledge. Share it with others. A most important factor, start composting. Please convert your kitchen waste into manure, gold. Even if you can't consume it, अगर आप consume नहीं कर सकते, आपके पास ज़्यादा गमले नहीं हैं, this I had said in my last session also, and I say it in each session, there will be ample takers for it. और मैं हमेशा तैयार हूँ. मेरे पास बहुत सारे गमले हैं, मुझे मार्केट से खाद खरीदनी पड़ती है. So I don't want like to buy manure from the market. I'm more than happy taking it from friends, even strangers. I don't mind it as long as it is home compost. Look around for native plants, native trees. Do your bit. You will have parks around you, public spaces, plant trees, plant fruit trees, plant trees which require very less care. Of course, ideal weather is either spring, uh, बसंत बहार का जब मौसम आता है या फिर बरसातों में. Conserve water. Water is the most precious resource. We don't realize it how we waste and abuse water. Please recycle, reuse, conserve it, use it consciously. जो आप सब्जियां धोते हैं, जो आप दालें धोते हैं, चावल धोते हैं, उसका पानी काम में लीजिए अपने पौधों को पानी देने के लिए. That water is full of nutrition, especially the rice water and dal water. Even the grey water from maybe your kitchen sink, your washing machines, that can very easily be reused and recycled multiple times. I do it all the time. I've said it in earlier sessions and I repeat it again because this is the need of the hour. These are all steps towards sustainable living. ये सारे कदम हमारी आगे की generations के लिए हैं. हमारे खुद के लिए तो हैं ही. And time and again we have seen a shortage of water in Delhi and of course other places as well. Connect with small farmers. बहुत सारे farms हैं आपकी जगह के आसपास, उनको ढूंढिए. Connect with them directly. Lots of cooperatives, lots of people working towards it. Buy their produce, buy organic, look for them. You'll find them and it'll be very cost effective too. Slowly and organically, it will alter our sense of values in life for everything. And together, we can build a conscious community with a healthy body, healthy mind, and everything with a sustainable approach and not exploiting everything. And very rightly, all these lines, many of these were shared by a dear friend. She's a gardening friend on her Facebook. And I told her, may I use these lines with your permission? And she says, go ahead. What's stopping you? Because I love them so much. Many people ask me, what is the point of growing one pot or two pots or three pots? कि हमारे पास तो सिर्फ balcony की space है, उसमें हम कितना उगा लेंगे? खरीदना तो पड़ेगा ही. Agreed. You will have to buy, but at least taste that homegrown palak, taste that homegrown tomato, and you would realize what you're eating. Get the real taste. Get your hands dirty with mitti. Enjoy the joy, the satisfaction of having grown it on your own. Many people shy away from home composting, saying it's too dirty, it's too messy, it's too stinky. कि बदबू आती है, गंदा होता है, messy है. Yes, it is. I will not deny it, but you have to know how to do it right. सही तरीके से करिए. Then it is not messy. And once you see the result, all that mess and stink will go away. And done right, it does not stink. It's not messy either. But kariye to sahi. Get your hands into it and then decide whether it's dirty and messy and stinky or is it worth the effort. See, everything that we do, good or bad, small or big, it has a ripple effect. I started my journey so many years ago, and here I am now sharing my experience with everyone, trying to motivate everyone to do their bit. I have been doing mine. Have you done yours? Teach your children, get your family involved. So, this was a bit about sustainable living, about growing your own food. Now, how to grow vegetables. Identify the containers, space, location, as I mentioned in my last session. It's available on Facebook Live as a video. So you can go through it. I will not repeat the same because many people will find it repetitive and I don't want to sound repetitive. But yes, you're welcome to connect with me if you need further help. No harm in reconnecting again. So whether you're growing in the pots or are you growing in the ground, decide which ones you want to grow first. My recommendation is always leafy vegetables. पत्ते की सब्जी सबसे पहले उगाएं because leafy vegetables is the easiest to grow. And in winters, we have an abundance of leafy vegetables. Palak, methi, dhania, sarson ka saag, chalai, soya saag, salad leaves, and they're all very easy to grow. And just about a few pots will be sufficient. If your family is just about two persons or four persons, which is usually the norm, for four persons, two or three big pots of palak, about 1 foot by 2 feet each, are good enough. And every 15-20 days, you can get your produce. And I'm sure those who have children will not complain because they don't like any sabzi to be repeated too often. Similarly, grow methi in two or three pots. That's good enough. Sarson ka saag also, grow it the same way. Dhania. Saag, lal saag, called chalaika saag. Salad leaves, one pot is good enough. Every day, even if you pluck 4, 5 leaves, that's good enough. 3 to 4 plants are sufficient for your salad needs. And there's a variety of salad available: iceberg, lettuce, the Lola Rosa, the romaine, so many of them, rocket salad. Then there is the dill soya saag. So ample leafy vegetables. Plus the red mooli, the small one, which sprouts very soon. And you can use the leaves as well. And you can consume the fruit as well. And it's ready in 25 to 30 days, which is quite fast. So leafy vegetables, जितनी भी पत्ते की सब्जियां हैं वो बहुत जल्दी तैयार हो जाती हैं, तो आपको वो encouragement भी मिल जाता है. Otherwise, most vegetables take about 60 to 90 days to get ready. अगर आपके पास जगह कम है तो पत्ता गोभी, फूल गोभी, ब्रोकली, I will not recommend growing these. Why? Because one flower takes about 60 to 90 days. And then you are very disappointed once you have pulled it out. What to do next? Your pot is empty. So, my next part is, why should the pot be empty? We have companion planting. So, I have a solution for those who want to grow gobi, cauliflower cabbage, or broccoli, or the purple cabbage. Don't be disappointed. The answer is companion planting. Now, why do we do companion planting? So, for a healthy garden, it takes more than soil, sun, manure to grow them well. Why do we meet friends? Because friends bring out the best in us. We enjoy their company. They make us smile. They make us happy. So, similarly, plants also look for company. They also look for companions. Good companions, bad companions. Not everyone likes everyone. You may get along with somebody whom I don't get along with, or I may get along with somebody whom you don't get along with. So we need to find the right companions. Similarly, for plants में भी दोस्त होते हैं. दुश्मन नहीं होते हैं, लेकिन दोस्त जरूर होते हैं. और वो दोस्त ऐसे होते हैं जो सॉइल को भी नरिश करते हैं, दूसरे प्लांट की मदद भी करते हैं, उनको पेस्ट से भी बचाते हैं. सही मायने में दो सच्चे दोस्त होते हैं. So they're true companions. They prevent pests from attacking those plants. They give nourishment to the soil in such a way that the other plant grows well. The original plant also grows well, and the companion plant also grows well. This is very important in urban scenario because we have a paucity of space. So we need to maximize our results. And how do we maximize? Suppose if I have a pot and if I just plant one cauliflower in it or one broccoli in it, and the spot is this size, I cannot plant two cauliflower or two broccoli or two cabbage in it because it will be too crowded. But I still have the surrounding space. What do? I can give it a good ground cover, or I can plant something which is a root vegetable, because cabbage, broccoli, all these will grow above the ground. So it's important to understand, how do you do companion planting? What do you do to understand companion planting? How close to grow, how far away to grow, what to grow with what. Not every plant will grow well with every plant. So it's true that individual plants, when grown together, complement each other, whereas some hamper the growth or lower the productivity when grown with other plants. Don't we have compatibility issues between husband and wife? Similarly, plants also have their compatibility issues. After all, this is nature. God has designed certain things in such a way. So I can just give you a glimpse on few veggies which are compatible with what. Uh, for those of you who would like to take notes, can note them down, or if they wish, they can connect with me. I'll leave my email ID in the comment section after the session, and you're welcome to connect with me to get detailed information. So one of the easiest things and what most people like to grow is tomatoes. So what do tomatoes grow best with? Basil. Everyone has had pesto, everyone has grown basil, and it grows wild and it grows very well. So basil has lots of uses. It's a pest repellent. It gives a good fragrance. You can make your pesto, and the flowers attract lots of bees and pollinators, and it grows almost 12 months of the year. 12 महीने उगती है बेसिल. एक बार आप लगा देंगे तो आपके बगीचे में हर बार किसी ना किसी गमले में उगती रहेगी. So basil goes very well with tomatoes. Carrots grow very well with tomatoes. Marigold is a flower. So we have good companions in vegetables and flowers too. And marigold is one flower. गेंदे का फूल जो है वो इतना versatile है, तकरीबन हर सब्जी के साथ उग सकता है. तो आपका जो बगीचा है, you can have a very good mix of vegetables and flowers. So beauty along with nourishment. Isn't that a fantastic combination? So marigolds have the capacity to drive away all kind of pests. In fact, we make organic pesticides also using marigold flowers. Chamomile is another flower which grows very well with tomatoes. Now talking about compatibility issues, uh, 36 का आंकड़ा है टमाटर का with few of the plants. One of them is corn. So never plant tomatoes and corn. Potatoes and tomatoes don't go together. हालांकि सब्जी में बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं, but growing wise they don't grow well together. Saunf, fennel, that is again a bad companion for tomatoes. You can explore more. These are just some pointers that I'm giving. There's a very detailed list. It is available if you do a Google search. Google बाबा हमारी हर जगह काम आते हैं, तो उनकी मदद जरूर लीजिए. Peppers. By peppers I mean capsicum, yellow pepper, red bell peppers. We all classify them as peppers. Again, the most compatible is basil. Next is carrot, onion, parsley. Now, if you would have noticed, we have one vegetable which is a slightly bushy vegetable which is above the ground, and we have one root vegetable which can grow with it. So, with peppers, if you can grow carrots and onion, so you have a root vegetable and you have a bush vegetable. So, something below the ground, something above the ground. How fantastic is that? Best use of space. And if you add some leaves to it, parsley is a leaf. Fantastic. So your whole thing is done together. So onions again is a very versatile vegetable that you can grow, and it has the capacity to drive away most pests, sorry. And also it gives nourishment to the plant, which is the main plant grown with it. Again, peppers don't grow well with fennel or so, so they are not good companions. Cucumbers, it's a summer vegetable, but we need to understand even in summers, we can have companion planting. So the good companions would be radish, peas, onion, petunias, nasturtiums. There is a winter variety of cucumbers too. So it's not just the summer variety, because the other vegetables that I have mentioned, the flowers that I have mentioned, they are winter flowers. So I'm interspersing them with flowers and vegetables both, for the simple reason that flowers add so much of beauty. They look so beautiful. So many people ask me that we have just one terrace, we would like to sit out, we would like to have a party there or a get together there. So we can't be growing vegetables there. We need to have something beautiful. So companion planting is a beautiful way to beautify your terrace and have good food as well. And nasturtiums, by the way, are edible. They can be used in salads, they can be used as decorations. You can eat them. And petunias, we're all very fond of. Of course, petunias are not edible, but they add a lot of beauty. So with cucumbers, we have lettuce, radish, peas, onions, petunias, nasturtiums. What doesn't go well with cucumbers? Potatoes. जानी दुश्मन है एक दूसरे के. तो आलू और खीरा कभी मत साथ उगाइएगा. Sunflower is one flower which does not do well with cucumbers. They're not good companions. So carrots I've mentioned earlier, but there are a host of other vegetables which grow well with carrots. Lettuce I've mentioned earlier, marigold I've mentioned earlier, onion, parsley, tomato, these are all good. One leafy vegetable which does not go well with carrots is dill or soya saag. We would have seen it with the vegetable vendors. The leaves are very similar to the ones of carrot leaves, but these cannot be grown with carrots. They are not good companions. Then we have the onions. Onions grow with most plants, deters many pests, and it masks plant odors. प्याज की खुद की गंध इतनी ज्यादा होती है कि वो बाकियों की गंध छुपा देता है. किसी और प्लांट की अगर खराब गंध आ रही होगी तो आपको वो नहीं आएगी, क्योंकि उसकी गंध इतनी तेज होती है. लेकिन this one thing, it does not grow well with peas and beans. So don't plant them together. Then we come to the cabbage family. We all love cabbages, all kinds, purple cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, all these cruciferous vegetables. So they grow very well with oil herbs, chamomile, marigold, onion, potato, nasturtium, but they don't go well with tomatoes and strawberries. Again, they have compatibility issues. They do not go well with the other. एक दूसरे की शक्ल बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकते. Let's put it in the lighter vein. Strawberries I just mentioned. So strawberries grow well with lettuce, spinach, onion, thyme. But strawberries should be grown away from cruciferous vegetables, as I just mentioned. So cruciferous vegetables would be cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower. हम उनको cruciferous vegetables क्यों बोलते हैं? क्योंकि अगर आप उसका structure समझेंगे, तो it is like a cross. One flower in the center, one leaf here, one leaf here, one leaf here, one leaf here. That's the structure, the basic structure that they follow. Hence, they're called cruciferous vegetables. So strawberries don't grow well with them. Next, we have the very versatile bengan, eggplant, aubergine, brinjal, whatever you may call it, various names. I've said in my earlier session, it's a perennial plant, which means you don't have to plant it again and again. हर साल आपको उगाने की जरूरत नहीं है. आप एक साल उगाइए. Look after it. It will last you 2 to 3 years, maybe even longer if you can nourish it well. And it's a very versatile vegetable. It will keep giving you fruit throughout the year. पूरे साल उसमें फल आता रहेगा. थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना है. You need to care for it a little, manure it regularly, prune it regularly. But what does it grow well with? It grows well with beans, capsicum, potato, spinach. So you have one tall plant of bengan and you have a bed of spinach along with it. Companion planting, I will come to a couple of benefits later on too, which I must mention. Why is it important to grow these? Next, we have the potato. So potato grows well with सब्जी में तो आलू तकरीबन हर किसी के साथ चला जाता है. It's called the Raja of vegetables or the king of vegetables. Many of us love potatoes. Many of us just can't stand the sight of potatoes. But it's a very versatile vegetable. However you may cook it, boil it, saute it, fry it, in every form, it is palatable and much sought after. Ask the kids, they love potatoes, especially the fried potatoes, the French fries. So potatoes grow well with beans, corn, cabbage, peas, eggplant. Eggplant meaning bengan or brinjal or aubergine. It grows well with it. So potatoes are below the ground. The shoots are above the ground, but the brinjal plant does not have low shoots. The brinjal plant has a medium height shoot. So you get good ground cover with potatoes, and the brinjal grows a little taller, so it provides shade to those potato shoots, so they can grow very well. But potatoes, as I mentioned earlier, they do not grow well with cucumber. Now, cucumber belongs to the family of squashes. So the summer vegetables, the pumpkin or the squash or the cucumber, they cannot be grown with potatoes, and they cannot be grown with sunflower either. They don't like sunflowers. आलू कहता है कि मैं सब्जियों का राजा हूं, तो मैं फूलों के राजा के साथ कैसे लग सकता हूं? There can be only one, either me or the sunflower. The melons grow well with corn and radish. Now, there's a story about the three sisters. It's very common. Most gardeners know it. How companion planting is very good in the form of three sisters. You plant a corn, it'll grow tall. You plant a bean, the corn will give support to the bean since it's a creeper or a vine sort of a plant. It will climb onto the stalk. Its leaves will provide shade, and you plant a squash or any of the family of squash as a ground cover. So these three combinations are known as the three sisters, and it's a perfect example of companion planting. So again, but melons don't go with potatoes. So corn, radish, they grow very well. Then we have the beets, the beetroot. It grows very well with lettuce, onion, sage. So if you would have noticed in all these combinations, there would be one root vegetable, one leafy vegetable, and one medium height vegetable. So you have ground cover, you have root, and you have top cover as a shade. But beets cannot be grown with pole beans, the thin beans. Then we have spinach. Spinach is very versatile. It can grow with other leafy vegetables also. It can grow with other kind of vegetables such as the cauliflowers, the broccoli. the eggplant or the brinjal. It can even grow with celery. Spinach is one versatile vegetable. It seldom has any enemies, or it seldom has non compatible plants. Then we have the beans. Beans grow very well with carrot, cabbage, cauliflower, cucumber, marigold. But beans don't grow well with garlic, leeks, or chives. They are the same family. Leek and chives are basically leaves which taste like onions or like garlic, but they do not have the bulb. So they are the same family practically. And chives, leeks, and garlics, these don't grow well with beans. So next time when you plant your vegetables, don't forget to plant their companions plants close by. Companion plants help by various means, like repelling pests, as I mentioned earlier, masking the aroma, and doing a lot of manuring fixation of the soil. Some plants will give nitrogen, some will give phosphorus, some will give calcium. So the soil becomes highly nourished when you do companion planting. Some need to spread out their leaves, some need shade, some need better photosynthesis. Hence, companion planting helps in every way. They help each other for a better, healthier, and more productive growth. One point that I was mentioning was, why is companion planting important? In gardening term, we have a term called mulching. Mulching is called covering the soil with a layer to keep its soil temperature intact. So either you can use dried leaves or you can use clay balls. You can even use the tender coconut skin cut into pieces. Of course, you need a nariyal wala to cut them. You can't cut them at home. The basic idea is to prevent evaporation and to maintain soil temperature. Now, wouldn't it be fantastic that you can grow something as which acts as mulch? That is where the role of leafy vegetables comes in. They act as a natural mulch. It prevents weeds from growing into your pots and promotes healthy growth. It's very similar to the कहावत आम के आम गुठलियों के दाम. तो आपने mulching भी कर दी, आपने soil temperature भी maintain कर लिया, and you get vegetable in return in a pot where you are already growing couple of things. And my recommendation for those who are starting out, buy slightly bigger pots, about 12 to 14 inches. Do multi-planting. Plant a tall plant such as say moringa tree. Use the leaves, highly nutritious. Drumstick भी कहते हैं, सहजन की फली भी कहते हैं. You can use the flowers, you can use the leaves, you can use the drumstick. Very versatile and it grows tall. Plant a creeper or a vine which can grow onto its stem or trunk as it grows. Plant a couple of root vegetables, which are good companions. Plant a few leafy vegetables and a medium height bushy vegetable. So in one pot, you can plant at least 5 varieties of vegetables at various levels. We have taken up all levels. We've taken up the root. We can taken up the soil level or the surface level, a medium height, a creeper, and a tall plant. That can be the best use of companion planting and the best use of space. Now, if somebody says, I don't have this space, my reaction would be, you can have answers if you look for solutions. So that brings me to the end of this session. I'd just like to take up a few. Okay. So we have Bhavna asking which veggie can be grown in pots and in December, how to grow turmeric in pots. So turmeric is a long growing vegetable. Turmeric can be grown. You can buy the tubers from the market. Now is not the right time to sow. Now is the time to harvest. So the right time to sow would be sometime in April when the weather warms up. And it takes 7 to 8 months minimum. But if you can leave it in the pots or in the ground for maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, that's the best. Hi Poonam, good to see you again. Ritu's here too. Hi Anjali. Thank you, Bhavna. Yes, we all learn from each other. Hi Rekha. Yes, Ritu, it does give immense happiness. Uh, Whoever is signed in by the name of Allure Apparels, thank you so much. So Ritu's asked how to grow them, the leafy ones. So leafy ones, I have mentioned that earlier in my session, but those who are joining in for the first time, some leafy seeds are available in your kitchen. Dana methi, That's the same seeds we use to grow methi. Just soak them overnight because now the weather is cold. You need faster germination. Drain out the water, drink that. It's very good for health. Just dry out the seeds a little. Even if you can't dry them out, sow them directly and they will sprout within 2 to 3 days. So that's the best way to grow methi. Sarso, take the moti sarso or the maheen dry, either of them. Just sprinkle them in a pot and cover them lightly with soil or coco peat, and you will have your sarso ka saag. Palak, just buy a packet of seeds from the market because that you can't have at home. You are not using them in the kitchen. So these are the dhania, sabut dhania if you have. That's the same dhania we use to grow dhania. Just crush it a little. So because each seed of dhania, it's a tiny seed, it has two seeds inside. But in case you are not sure, don't crush it. You can plant the whole seed as it is. If you can soak it, it'll give you faster result. Dhania is among the slow germinating ones, so it will give you result a little late. Hope Ritu, I've answered that. Uh, So this is one question I am not able to understand very well. What can you use for cutworms that eat your vegetables? So this is pest management. Pest management, you will have to use, I would recommend organic pesticide or insecticide. A whole lot of them are available. The simpler ones is khatta dahi or sour curd. Just keep your curd outside the fridge for 24 hours. It'll become very sour. Just sieve it, dilute it with water, and spray it onto your vegetables. And you can spray almost every second, third day. Another one is chili garlic spray. Just make a paste of or a chutney of chili and garlic and dilute it in water. Strain it, keep it for 24 hours minimum. And you can keep it for 48 hours or 72 hours and then spray it onto your plants. You can even use turmeric water or you can boil neem leaves in water and use that water for spraying onto your plants. So Sushila says, good evening, good evening. So I guess I hope I haven't missed out any. So I'm going to leave my email ID here. You're welcome to connect and you're welcome to seek any of your questions post this session as well. The recording will be available. You can post your comments later on as well. I will try and take them up as and when I get the time. And do let me know what you would like to learn more or know from me. I'd be most happy to take up those topics as well. So that's all from my side. See you again next week, hopefully, same time, with a new topic, with a new subject. Of course, related to gardening. But do think about, I'm leaving you with the thought of sustainable living. Do think about it, how you can make a difference. Don't think what you are going to do is very small. These small steps, these baby steps, are going to work wonders. And as I said, it's a ripple effect. When a baby comes out of the womb, the baby does not know how to talk or walk or anything. And he takes the first baby steps, and we are delighted. So, why are we not delighted to take those baby steps again ourselves? First, doing something for our environment, for our own good, for the good of our children. I'll sign off on that note. Good evening and bye bye.